Ever press the gas and feel your car hesitate? Just for a moment like it's lost its spark? That slow start, the rough idle, the drop in mileage. Most drivers think it's the beginning of the end, but it's not. You think engine maintenance costs thousands at the shop, but it doesn't have to. These 9 simple fixes cost about $89 total. And together they can prevent over $2,000 in repairs and make your engine run like new. Today, I'll show you exactly what mechanics charge $243 per fix for and how you can do each one for less than 10 bucks. And if your car's got 75,000 miles or more, this is the perfect time to start. And at the very end, I'll share the bonus habit even mechanics don't talk about. The one that keeps your engine running smooth for years longer. Tip 1. Clean or replace the air filter. I once met a driver who thought his car just needed better fuel. He'd lost power, his mileage dropped, and every hill felt like a workout. Turns out, it wasn't the fuel at all. It was a $20 air filter, packed with dust so thick the engine could barely breathe. He swapped it out in 5 minutes and said it felt like he'd just bought a new car. Your engine breathes through that same filter. And just like you, it needs clean air to stay strong. When that filter clogs, airflow drops, fuel burns richer, and power fades. In turbo engines, that lag you feel, that little gut punch delay, it often starts right here. Some drivers even believe a dirty filter improves performance. It doesn't. It strangles it. The best part? It's one of the cheapest fixes you'll ever do. A new filter costs around $12 and takes 5 minutes to replace. Go to a shop, and they'll charge you close to $60 to $18 for the part and $45 for labor. That's $50 saved in less time than it takes to check your texts. Now, let's keep it simple. Pop open your airbox. It's usually held by a few clips. Lift the lid and pull out the filter. If it looks dark, dusty, or oily, it's time for a new one. Drop in the replacement, don't jam it in, and lock the lid back down. Then reattach the hose to your throttle body. Make it a habit to replace every 12,000 to 15,000 miles, or sooner if you drive through dust or pollen. Skip this, and your mass airflow sensor could fail. And that's a $300 repair for something you could have prevented with a $12 part. Once you do this, your engine breathes deeper, accelerates smoother, and runs quieter, like it just rolled off the lot. And this isn't the end of the airflow story, because the next fix takes this same idea even further. And most drivers have no idea it's connected. Do-it-yourself price costs $12 to buy filter, and it takes 5 minutes to fix it. While, when you do it in mechanic shop, you pay $18 for filter plus $45 labor equals $63. You save $51 when you do it yourself. Tip 2. Dirty throttle body. Have you ever pressed the gas and feel your car hesitate for just half a second? That tiny lag could be costing you nearly 3 miles per gallon, and fixing it costs about $12. Most drivers blame bad fuel or wear and tear, but more often, it's something much simpler: a dirty throttle body. It happens to almost every car after a few years. Yet more than 60% of drivers delay maintenance. And this is one of the first things they skip. The throttle body might look small, but when it clogs with carbon, it slowly suffocates your engine. Around 30,000 miles, buildup starts forming on the valve. By 75,000, it restricts airflow, confuses your sensors, and leaves your engine running too rich or too lean. That's when you start feeling that hesitation, rough idle, or sluggish response. Here's the good news. This fix costs about $12 and takes 10 minutes. A shop would charge you nearly $200 for the same job. That's $200 saved in the time it takes to grab a coffee. Disconnect the intake hose. Spray throttle body cleaner on the buildup. Wipe it down gently with a soft cloth or toothbrush. Disconnect. Spray. Wipe. That's it. You'll hear the idle settle almost instantly. Do this every 30,000 to 45,000 miles, or sooner if you notice a sluggish throttle. Skip it, and that carbon can foul your sensors, turning into a $340 repair before you even see it coming. It's amazing how just a few minutes with a rag can make an old car feel cared for again. When the throttle's clean, response feels crisp, the engine smooths out, and driving feels new again. Next up, we'll clean the one sensor that actually tells your car how much air it's breathing. And ignoring it can quietly kill your fuel economy. Do-it-yourself price costs $12 to buy cleaner, and it takes 10 minutes to fix it. While you spend $200 when you do it in mechanic shop. You save $188 when you do it yourself. Tip 3. Mass airflow sensor. Ever notice your car hesitates even after you've changed the air filter? That's not always dirt in the filter, it's often the sensor right beside it. It's called the mass airflow sensor, or the MAF. It quietly measures how much air flows into your engine so your ECU knows how much fuel to add. When it's clean, your engine breathes perfectly. When it's dirty, everything goes off balance: fuel, air, and performance. Most people don't even know it exists until their check engine light flashes. Oil vapors and dust coat the wires inside, and the sensor starts guessing, usually wrong. You'll feel it as jerky acceleration, weak power, or a drop in fuel economy. It's one of those small problems that feels expensive until you realize it costs almost nothing to fix. A mechanic might charge $180 for this service, but you can do it yourself for about $9. That's nearly $170 saved in less than 5 minutes. Here's all you do. Unplug the sensor, gently remove it, and spray it with MAF-specific cleaner. Don't touch the wires. Don't scrub, just let the cleaner do the work. After it dries completely, reinstall it and reconnect the plug. You'll notice the difference: almost instantly smoother idle, stronger pull, and better mileage. Do this every 12,000 to 15,000 miles. Ideally when you replace your air filter. Skip it, and that sensor can start feeding false readings that cost you up to 4 miles per gallon and a $250 replacement later. Clean air, clean sensor, and your car runs like new again. And watch till the end, because I'm breaking down the one service that cleans where fuel injectors can't reach. The step that restores lost power and keeps engines running smoother for years. Do-it-yourself price costs $9 to buy cleaner, and it takes 5 minutes to fix it. While you spend $180 when you do it in mechanic shop, you save $171 when you do it yourself. Tip 4. Use quality fuel. If your car's tuned for higher octane like E85 or turbo setups, and you throw in regular pump gas, you're playing with fire. That mismatch causes detonation, where fuel ignites too early and slams the pistons in the wrong direction. Keep it up, and you'll hear knocking. That's your engine begging for mercy. Ignore it long enough, and you're looking at cracked cylinder walls or a full rebuild. Cheap gas also burns dirtier. It leaves behind carbon deposits that clog injectors and confuse sensors. Soon, your car starts drinking more fuel just to deliver the same power. The fix is simple and free. Stick with top-tier gasoline, the kind approved by major automakers for its added detergents. It keeps your injectors, intake valves, and combustion chambers clean. And every 3,000 miles, add a bottle of Techron or Seafoam for extra protection. You don't need race fuel. You just need clean, consistent fuel. Because when the burn is clean, performance is smooth, and when it's smooth, your engine feels brand new again. If you've already been using good fuel and still notice power loss, stay tuned. Something else inside your engine could be dragging it down, and it's one most drivers never check. Top-tier fuel equals cleaner injectors. Cheap gas equals carbon buildup plus detonation. Add Techron or Seafoam every 3,000 miles. Wrong fuel equals cracked pistons, and that's $2,000 plus repair. You saved $410 plus longevity boost. Tip 5. PCV valve. Most drivers don't even know their car has a PCV valve. Yet this tiny $8 part quietly protects your entire engine. It's the positive crankcase ventilation valve, and it's designed to pull harmful gases out of the crankcase and send them back into the engine to burn off. When it's clean, your car runs smoother. Emissions stay low, and your oil lasts longer. But when it clogs, that pressure builds up inside the engine. Oil starts seeping past gaskets, seals begin to leak, and you'll notice that faint burning oil smell under the hood. Ignore it long enough, and you could be looking at worn rings, higher oil consumption, and thousands in repairs. This is one of those $8 DIYs that prevents $600 plus in damage. Here's how to do it. Locate the valve. Check your owner's manual. It's usually on the valve cover or intake manifold. 2. Remove it carefully. Disconnect the small hose or rubber grommet attached to it. 3. Test it. Give it a shake. If you hear a rattle, it's flowing fine. If it's silent, it's clogged. 4. Clean it. Spray carb or brake cleaner through both ends and let it sit for a few minutes. Shake out any debris. 5. Dry and reinstall. Let it air dry completely before reconnecting the hose and seating it firmly back in place. That's it. 5 minutes, no tools, and a smoother running engine. And if you've never checked yours before, this small fix might just stop those mysterious oil leaks that never seem to go away. We're now down to the last 4, and this is where the small stuff hits hard. Each one may look minor, but together they pack a punch far bigger than their price tag. If your car's past 75,000 miles, pay close attention, because this is where the quiet damage starts. These small systems you've been ignoring, they're the difference between an engine that lasts another 100,000 miles and one that doesn't make it through the year. The next fix costs less than lunch, but skipping it can trigger a $1,200 repair. So if you're at 75K or more, don't click away. The next step could save your engine. Prevents leaks and restores power. Clogged valve equals high pressure plus oil blowout. Tools. Carb/brake cleaner. You saved $600 plus potential repair cost. Recommended. Inspect every 30,000 miles. Tip 6. Timely oil changes. I once met a driver who bragged about going 20,000 miles without an oil change. He wasn't bragging a month later when his engine seized on the highway. That's the thing about oil. It's forgiving until it's not. Most people treat oil changes like a guessing game. Some do it too early and waste money, while others wait too long and quietly destroy their engines. The truth? Timing matters more than frequency. Let's clear up the biggest myth first. There's no universal rule like changing your oil every 3,000 miles. That was true 30 years ago, but not anymore. Modern engines and synthetic oils last much longer. A Toyota Camry or Honda Accord on full synthetic oil can safely run 7,500 to 10,000 miles between changes. Chevy's oil life monitor in the Malibu might stretch that even farther. And premium cars, BMWs, Audis, Lexus, can reach 15,000 miles if serviced with manufacturer-approved oil. But here's the catch. That doesn't mean your car can. Older engines, high-mileage vehicles, or stop-and-go city driving can cut those intervals in half. That's why the owner's manual is your best friend, not the guy at the quick lube shop trying to sell an early change. Follow your manufacturer's oil interval, and your engine will reward you. Smoother, cleaner, and longer lasting. Because every time you push oil changes past their limit, you're not saving money. You're just trading $50 in maintenance for $1,000 rebuild later. And if you think that's simple, the next step costs even less. But skipping it causes twice the damage. You've handled the fluids that keep your car alive. Now it's time to check the forgotten soldiers under the hood. The small components most drivers never think about until it's too late. Timely oil changes price cost $50 to do it yourself versus $4,000 repair cost in shop. Check manual for mileage intervals. Too soon equals wasted money versus too late equals engine wear. Synthetic oil. 7,500 to 10,000 miles versus older cars. 3,000 to 5,000 miles. Delaying changes equals sludge plus friction damage. You saved $3,950 potential repair cost. Tip 7. Swap the old stuff. Engines are tough. Some go 300,000 miles or more without flinching. But the parts around them? Not so invincible. Piece by piece, small components start to wear out. And when they do, performance drops fast. Acceleration slows, fuel economy dips. Misfires creep, and that smooth new car feeling quietly fades away. It doesn't mean your engine's dying. It just means it's asking for help. Start with the essentials. Spark plugs, ignition coils, timing belts, and intake hoses. These are the lifelines of your engine's rhythm. Worn spark plugs alone can steal up to 30% of your power. But here's the kicker. Replacing them yourself costs about $20 at a shop. That same job runs nearly $300. Don't stop there. Check your battery, brakes, and fluids. They're the supporting cast that keeps your engine performing at its best. And for those small oil leaks that show up with age, here's a secret weapon, AT205 RE Seal Addictive. Just pour it into your oil fill cap, start the engine, and let it circulate. It rejuvenates old seals and restores pressure without tearing the engine apart. You don't need a new engine to feel like you've got one. You just need to swap the tired parts for fresh ones. That's how engines run like new, not by luck, but by care. Swap the old stuff cost $20 to do it yourself versus $300 to do it in shop. Replace spark plugs, ignition coils, timing belts, hoses. Add T205 reseal to stop small oil leaks. Worn plugs equals 30% power loss. You save $280 potential repair cost. Tip 8. Fuel injector cleaning. I once talked to a driver who swore his car was dying. He was ready to trade it in because it just didn't have power anymore. A mechanic ran a fuel system cleaning, and within minutes the car drove like new. He spent $15 on cleaner, not $1,500 on a trade-in mistake. Fuel system cleaners from the parts store do help, but when buildup gets stubborn, it takes a professional cleaning. A pressurized kit that forces solvent through the injectors, blasting away varnish, carbon, and old fuel residue. The difference is instant. Sharper throttle response, smoother idle, better mileage, and cleaner emissions. Your engine sounds stronger, not louder, just healthier. This service isn't something you do often. Once every 30,000 miles is a safe bet. It's cheaper than waiting for a misfire and paying for a full injector replacement, $15 now versus $600 later. That's what smart maintenance feels like: simple, preventive, and powerful. Because clear fuel means clean combustion, and clean combustion means your engine runs like new again. But don't stop here. The bonus tip works where fuel injectors can't even reach. Fuel injector cleaning. Do-it-yourself cost $15 versus $600 repair and shop. Restores lost power plus smooth idle. Use cleaner every 30,000 miles. Skipping leads to clogged injectors plus misfires. You saved $585 potential repair cost. Tip 9. Fuel filter. The final line of defense. Your fuel system is like your car's bloodstream, and the fuel filter is its kidney. It keeps dirt, rust, and tiny metal particles from clogging your injectors and starving your engine. But over time, that filter gets overwhelmed. Fuel flow drops, acceleration weakens, and before you know it, the pump starts working overtime until it burns out completely. A friend once told me he replaced his injectors, spark plugs, and pump before realizing the truth: it was just a $25 filter all along. That mistake cost him $900. Most fuel filters are simple to change if you follow your car's manual. For newer vehicles, you'll often find it integrated into the pump assembly, but many older models have an external one right along the fuel line. Just depressurize the system, disconnect the clips, swap the filter, and prime the pump. No special tools, no fancy equipment. A clean fuel filter keeps your injectors healthy, your combustion smooth, and your engine feeling like it just rolled off the lot. Do-it-yourself cost $25, while do-it-in-shop costs $240, $80 to buy filter plus $160 labor. You save $215 when you do it yourself. And if you've made it this far, you're already ahead of 90% of drivers. Because most never make it to this part. You've cleaned injectors, swapped filters, and refreshed every key part. But there's one hidden area in no fuel addictive or injector cleaner can ever reach. It's buried deep inside your engine, the intake valves and combustion chamber. That's where carbon quietly builds up over time, robbing your car of power, smoothness, and efficiency. This is where engine carbon cleaning, sometimes called a decarbonization service, comes in. Think of it like a deep tissue cleanse for your engine's insides. Instead of fuel additives, it uses pressurized cleaning agents that enter through the intake system and dissolve carbon deposits on the valves, pistons, and chamber walls. The result? A smoother idle, faster throttle response, restored fuel economy, and a quieter, steadier engine that feels years younger. It's not something you do often. Once every 50,000 to 70,000 miles is enough. But skipping it for too long can make your car feel sluggish, even if you've done everything else right. Because while injectors clean fuel before combustion, this service cleans everything after it. Bonus tip: engine decarbonization. Cleans intake valves and combustion chamber. Restores lost power fuel cleaners can't reach. Do every 50K, 70K miles. You saved $1,200 plus long-term engine wear prevention. The one service that cleans where fuel injectors can't reach. So let's add it all together. 9 simple fixes, about $89 total, that can prevent over $2,000 in repairs and bring your engine back to life. Air filter, throttle body, MEF sensor, fuel system, spark plugs, PCV valve. Each one a small step that helps your car breathe, burn, and move like it did when it was new. And now, you know the secret service that cleans where fuel injectors can't reach. The final touch that keeps your engine running smoother for years. Here's what I want you to do. Drop your current mileage in the comments below. Tell me where your car is at 50K? 100K? Maybe more? I'll reply and tell you which fix you should start with first based on your mileage. Because what you do next could be the difference between another 10,000 miles or another 100,000. If this helped you save time or money, hit that like button and subscribe. You'll find more guides just like this one every week. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and keep your engine running like new.